character here, so definitely a nice sort of neutral first game. We're going to be hopping straight into it. We're not really expecting to see kind of any difference. We're probably going to be seeing that Lucina. And hopefully not the Isabel.
Hopefully not the Isabel.
Okay, there we go. We are locked in. This is it. Top 64. Game 1, set 1. It is that Lucina from Leon and the Palutena Marcpq on Battlefield.
Welcome to Glory 3D2, everyone. To elaborate a little bit on why Battlefield is such a good stage for both of these, well, it's pretty much platform extensions. Palutena has amazing combos off the top with these platforms. She can apply so much damage. Her usual 40% combos goes to about 60%, 70%. And Lucina, who usually just has like 1 or 2 piece touches, can get far more when she's juggling above the platforms or even extending off the platforms with those upward sending hitboxes. So it really does reward both of these players a lot for like mastering their advantage state.
Yeah, absolutely. And already we're seeing here, actually, Leon playing a very grounded game here, actually. Obviously, Palutena, a character that does sort of have the really strong areas, do not need to be caught in the sort of nares or anything like that. So Leon's saying, okay, you know what, I'm going to keep myself quite grounded here. I'm going to stay on that sort of bottom layer, you know, maybe move to a platform here and there, but otherwise, I'm just going to stay grounded. I'm not going to fall for any of those areas at all. And here we're just obviously keeping up that strong edge guard as well, and not let Mark do anything here to get back.
Yeah. There's one thing I've seen time and time again from Leon. It is ledge trapping, which we get with the beautiful Nair 1 to up air. Brilliant recognition from the player. But yeah, Leon is a master at using that Nair to cover pretty much every option from ledge, especially when seeing at roll distance. And as a result, gets a fantastic first stock with a sizable lead at the beginning of this game.
Mark's starting to fire back here, though, getting a little bit of something started, but again, Leon are just going to go for that high recovery, turn back, get a little bit more damage started, and Mark definitely needs to start. He needs to find these hits, he needs to take that stock away, because things are going to get very out of control very quickly.
Right now, Leon, I think, feels very comfortable at this advantage right now. He's just sort of following Marcpq's this and waiting for him to swing, and Marcpq, waiting for any sort of option for Leon, isn't getting any of them, and as a result, he's just sort of landing pretty freely, and now is able to push into his advantage state again. Good grab. This might be leading into a back air. Good air dodge to avoid it.
Yeah, and just nice awareness from Leon again, just sort of taking his time, getting back to stage. But it is a beautiful back air from Marcpq. Finally take that stock away. 84% on him, though. He's got to be careful.
Yeah, Leon trying to fight out the corner right now. Marcpq's got a nice little bit of center stage and trying to use that for aggression, trying to use that to get damage, but gets swung out at, and now it's a ledge trap again. Good double jump to go to the platform, but unfortunately he's still trapped here. Leon is not even hitting him here, but he's still just keeping the center of the stage constantly, and as a result, Marcpq is not being able to escape this pressure as he gets a double dance and gets the up B, doesn't quite extend into a back air, and Marcpq's got another leaf on life.
And so that you said about obviously pressure, and I feel like that is the main thing right now we are seeing in this set, even from that very first stock. Leon's pressure has been ridiculous. We've seen so many kind of times where he's just tech chasing. You know, anything, any kind of movement, anything that Mark has been doing, Leon has been ready for it. Yep. So even the strong edge guard that we've been seeing, obviously the grounded game as well, Leon's just all over him.
Yeah. And I feel like the key to it right now lies in the pressure smart. Right now, Leon is just constantly waiting for Marcpq to swing first. He has the lead, he can do so, and as a result, every single time Marcpq comes in, he has just that little second of wait time to see what he does afterwards, and he's starting to pick up on those movement habits, on those disadvantage habits, and as a result, it's just getting so many more hits than his opponent, unfortunately, as he goes up yet another stock, and hopefully Marcpq can make it back in right now because it's looking rough. Leon's adding on a lot of damage.
Yeah, this stock needs to be taken soon, otherwise it's going to be a spell disaster for Mark. But again, Leon is just keeping close. So again, just waiting there at the ledge, saying, I know what you're going to do. Yeah. I am ready for it.
Finds the neutral get up. That's the first time Marcpq's neutral got up, I believe, with a back air, and gets another one immediately on the jump. He read his ledge option about 5 times in a row.
Pristine, just pristine edge guarding there. Every single stock, Leon was just all over it. There was so much damage being put on solely through Leon choosing correctly the right options that Mark was going for.
Yeah, but if I were Marcpq, I'd be struggling to find what was the right option to get out of those situations. It would seem every single time Leon had a firm idea of what his opponent was going to go for. And that's just, I suppose, that expertise that we talked about, coming from time, coming from that fundamentals that he's built up over the course of his career, and now coming to shine truly in Glory 3. A very excellent show from Game 1. Hopefully, we might be able to see a better one from Marcpq going into this second game.
And of course, we have gone to small battlefield this time. We have taken away that top platform. See kind of how it benefits Mark in a particular way. See, these two characters kind of almost have like similar game plans in a way. They both have those strong areas, so it's kind of difficult to go for a particular count-based stage. But definitely, I think it's sort of Mark just saying, you know what, I just want to try and take away at least kind of one high option that Leon was recovering to, because we did see in that game 1 where he was sort of just jumping about, taking that top platform, waiting out a little bit, and then returning to the grounded game.
Yeah, and right now it's sort of a similar start where Leon has done a very good job at racking on some early percent, but Marcpq is not left lacking this time. He has answered back with full strength, and I've been seeing some nice offensive reads coming out. It's just that Leon is really patient himself. But this is a little bit more aggressive, this is a little bit more patiented, and I'm enjoying right now how Marcpq is waiting for Leon's options, like that air dodge, gets a down tilt.
Yeah, this is so much nicer. This is so much cleaner for Marcpq there. As we saw, they're taking that first stock away. They're holding a very narrow lead, but a lead nonetheless.
Yeah.
And he's really just tightened up everything from that first game. But of course, Leon, knowing the recovery option and just saying, yeah, okay, I'm going to be there to return fire.
Yeah, Marcpq wanted to like delay his recovery so as to avoid the back air coming out from Leon, but instead he just waits as well, and as a result can catch him coming just a little bit far out from the ledge and ties it up, but still incredibly even, gets another dash attack. We're still pressuring the platforms. I believe Marcpq is using the platforms so much better to pressure Leon this game. He's instead opting to stay below them and then swing at him with his landing.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been using those left and right platforms so nicely, but again, Leon just saying, okay, I recognize how
he doesn't miss.
And even then, he saw that Mark was going for the recovery, the teleport onto the stage and just grabbed, and he's just not stopped this edge guard. Even now, he nearly got that neutral air, sent him back off to the right there as well. It's not stopped. The upper smash now.
Smart, he needs to miss once. Miss once.
Oh my God, he's just not missing anything. That was ridiculous from Leon.
Even after hitting that sour spot of up smash, which doesn't actually connect into the full hitbox, he just reacts against the fair. That was ridiculous pressure.
There was not a single moment there that I think Mark could have done to change any of what happened.
No, I would honestly be flabbergasted as a player to know that my opponent has that much recognition, but Marcpq is not left lacking for recognition. Right now, he still is quite solidly in this game. It's just this ledge situation that has been so damaging for him time and time again that he thankfully escapes.
And I do love there, sort of Mark recognizing, okay, you could see that he wanted to go for the back air. He was facing the right way because he needs to take the stock, but instead he was just delaying it, and he sort of reset himself, and there, obviously, finally lands the back air to take that stock away. But of course, 83% right now is on that. That is no small number, and he needs to get something going here, but Leon is definitely playing with a lot of momentum.
Yeah, 83% especially is so big when Leon is just sending him repeatedly towards the ledge every single time and just waiting for him to mess up in that one significant way, get that big read, and get rid of that stock. But Marcpq right now is looking to find an answer, looking to get that early percent so that he might be able to answer back. Leon is avoiding his explosive flames so well, by the way. Every single time he comes at death's door with them and dances around them, basically, with that air dodge.
Again, Mark finds a way through, but he's got to get something. Finally, the up air does land. Lovely use of the upbeat there, just to put himself in a better position, recognizing how Leon would land, but it is a back air to the face that puts Leon 2-0 up in the set.
You don't really see Palu usually catching so many of these aerials, obviously, because she has that invincible back air that she loves to swing with and just gives her so much leeway typically. But I feel like Leon is just anticipating so early in advance that the moment Marcpq is like, oh, I want a back air here. He's like, you want a back air here? I knew that before you knew that, by the way. Here's mine. Take it. Take the stock. Take the game. And now we are sitting at a comfortable 2-0 lead for Leon.
I definitely feel like Leon has like looked in some sort of like fortune ball, like, you know, sort of just, he has peered into the future here, using some observation haki or something like that, because the way he was playing that game too, especially that second stock, where he just correctly knew what Mark wanted to do every single time.
Yeah.
And this is where it's going to be tight. Obviously, fresh chance once more for Mark. He was definitely, we saw sort of new lease of life in that second game.
For sure.
Mark definitely brought that closer than the first game, but he's just got to tighten up and kind of not let Leon be all over him.
Yeah. And Leon is still constantly mixing up his pressure right now. Now mixing in like slow landing up airs instead of the immediately aerials who's coming out, or the grabs, and it's really catching Marcpq off guard. I can't believe how many tricks he's pulling out of the bag with a character so fundamentally simple as Lucina. But Marcpq is doing a lot better, it has to be said. Those back airs are coming out now in strength, in force, in numbers, And he does get a successful air dodge.
And he's not able to make it back. That was so unfortunate, but so clever from Leon as well. Just went that low and sort of just going for the up B, just slammed into Mark, and unfortunately the recovery was just not high enough to get back. So we're back in an even game here, 2 stocks each, but definitely that was our stronger ledge guard sequence that we've seen from Mark in this set so far. And if he can keep that sort of thing up, could spell a very different story from what we've been seeing.
I believe specifically what he's aiming for with those nairs right now is just to get the that single hit that sends downwards, trading with Lucina's weaker hit of up B and just sending Leon plummeting. Unfortunately, didn't quite get that, but still, even is good when you've been reeling most of the set and still are reeling right now, really, because Leon has got you on the ledge. But he finally uses teleport to get past him. That was really well placed, man. It's good that he's waited so long to use that option because now it's catching Leon off guard.
It really is, yeah. No, I feel like Leon, he did sort of position himself a little bit better, but I don't think he quite expected Mark to go sort of that far away. But unfortunately, you gotta hit those techs because you just have to versus Lucina because Leon is not gonna miss those opportunities. And here again, we're just seeing the sequence, the flow chart, up tilt into the up airs, and so much damage just being piled on.
That's those little platform extensions that come with mastery of the character. 48% is not a combo percent you usually see from Lucina. It's so much smaller typically. But Leon, just great recognition of where he is in the stage, great recognition of his rage. Gets a perfect combo to start off this final potential stock of Marcpq really nicely. And starts using Shield Breaker from the ledge, smart.
Yeah, we haven't seen that one yet in the set. That was definitely a new trick being pulled out of the bag there from Leon. But thankfully, PQ not going to be fooled by it. But the forward smash, no, the false finish coming out. But of course, you're still at the ledge and Leon's still ready for you.
Leon right now sharking the landing of Marcpq, who finally gets a back air and does manage to deliver that to bring it to last stock, but immediately lands in with that air dodge again, and he's just waiting. He's just waiting, Smart. How'd he know?
He absolutely, he peered into the future.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Some sort of fortune cookie, mystical ball.
He knows something. He knows something, because he was definitely, he was all over it at all times. And I mean, we talked about pressure in the first game, and I mean, it really just was the magic word for this entire set because Leon's pressure just throughout was absurd. Obviously, we saw that insane sequence of the ledge during game 2. And I mean, again, we said at the time, we don't think Mark could have done